I'm in.
Saturday was my birthday, so we did our own thing that day, and then Friday was my birthday.
What are you, 100 years old now?
Yeah, dude, I got fucking wrecked.
Yeah, happy birthday, dude, by the way.
The day after, I threw up till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, I'm going home to take a nap. I'll meet you guys at dinner.
Gotta love that.
It was rough.
I mean, having a birthday on a bachelor party weekend, probably not the greatest thing, because you have to double down.
The bachelor's birthday was 2 days before we left.
Oh, no way.
And then one of the kids' birthday was 2 days after we left, like after we left Nashville.
Oh, so you guys just had a crew of people born in September.
Yeah. All our parents fucked in January 1st. About
that was specifically the day that they all had sex. Yeah, you were all conceived on the exact same day within the same hour, and that's how you met each other.
Those are September birthdays. It's like New Year's. They get a little frisky, they get a little drunk. But we don't need a condom. I can pull out in time. Nope.
And turns out September rolls around. Infinite children. I would like to see like some kind of chart or something.
Statistic of that 9 months after big holidays.
Yeah, I want to see that big spike after New Year's, that big spike after like Valentine's Day of just births from just people making bad decisions.
Yeah, it's for sure a thing.
Oh, the miracle of childbirth.
Alcohol.
What is up, you miscreants? Welcome back to another episode of the Fetch and Shock podcast. I am your host, the fairest maiden in all the land, Tyler. And joining me, as always, is my co-host, the prince that was turned into a frog, Matt. Matt, what is going on, my man?
What is up, you upcountry degen?
Those fucking degens from up north. I like how we just realized that we both loved that show last week. Like we had watched the entire season multiple times.
It's fucking Ginger and Boots. Ginger fucked the ostrich. Allegedly.
You just realized that. You just remembered that after our conversations from like this past week.
Yeah, I remembered it like a couple days ago. Or
and
like
that sparked it
Monday or Tuesday at work. And I was like, oh, that's it.
For those
I told you
who
it
don't
would
know what
fucking
that
come to
we're
me
about.
when it didn't matter.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about what is it? Is it HBO? Is it or not HBO? Hulu?
Yeah, that's where I watch it.
Yeah, it's a show called Letterkenny, and it's about Canada, I guess.
Like farm country Canada.
Yeah, it's a riot. It's so good. Well, that might be the quickest from 0 to immediately derailed that we've ever gotten.
It honestly might be.
I like barely got done with the intro and you're immediately taking us off course into some other dimension that is not Magic the Gathering.
You got a fucking lizard brain, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's not great. At least it's staying on track. It's great at being a distraction and making me laugh, so I'll take that.
I'm fucking consistent.
You know what? Consistency is key from what I've heard.
Yeah.
And I mean, earlier this week on Twitter, I made an announcement that there are things coming down the pipeline that are pretty exciting. At least in my eyes, are pretty exciting.
Pretty cool, for sure.
Yeah, and one of which just happens to be that the Fetch and Shock podcast is now brought to you by the lovely folks at Flipside Gaming.
We did it. We sold out.
Yeah, we're corporate sellouts now.
Yeah, we met the dude at GP Syracuse.
Yeah, so Flipside Gaming. Online store, you can go get the best deals on the planet for Magic singles, for Magic sealed product, for Magic supplies, and if at checkout you use the code FETCH, you can get 10% off your total order. So you can save yourself some money, you can help out your favorite podcast, and it's a win-win situation for literally everybody involved. You can't beat it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, what do you have? Do you have that one card in mind that you need to get foiled out for your new commander deck?
Your fucking foil zombie deck, Knife City, you fucking pussy. Go get it.
Yeah, go get your last foil Soul Ring that you bought a non-foil of online. I saw that tweet and I died.
Yeah, I was crying.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, you can go buy sleeves. You can go buy Eldraine booster boxes
some other
there.
Shit too, though. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, how do you feel about getting a booster box of Eldraine for 10% off?
Sounds good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bad to me. Speaking of Eldraine, we got some Eldraine to talk about because last week we did not get to complete our review of the set because we had our little specialty episode from our dingy hotel room in Syracuse, New York.
Yeah, that we did, and I was out of town all last week.
Yeah,
Well,
so we
not
did not
all
have
last
the
week,
opportunity to
but
record anything else.
yeah, not enough time to do anything.
It happens. But actually, our hotel room was not dingy. It was actually pretty quality. Wait, Quality Inn, right?
I see what you did there.
Hey, look at that. Again, told you, master transitions. It doesn't even matter what we're talking about. Hotels, Magic the Gathering, the shows on Hulu, all of it. I'm great.
Don't talk to me anymore.
But yeah, we have the complete set of Throne of Eldraine spoiled out, available for everybody to look at. We got pre-release coming up this weekend, which hopefully everybody's going out and getting to play with the sweet new cards. And some of these cards might actually, in my opinion, I think there's some of them are definitely going to see play in constructed formats across the board.
Yeah, some of them for sure will.
Oh yeah, there's things that I'm going to just play around with because I'm bad at Magic and I just like to see strange things happen. Because I don't want to play the best deck, but I do want to play the most fun deck, and some of these cards are going to definitely grant me the most fun.
For sure, some of them will.
All right, let's start at the top with a card that we both agreed is going to be a big time contender in Standard. It's Brazen Borrower. How do you feel about that fairy boy?
That's going to be good, and probably at least Standard and for sure Modern.
Yeah.
It bounces something, and then you get a 3/1 flash guy that its drawback is you can only block creatures with flying.
Well, the thing is, we've seen the 3-mana 1/blue fairy 3/1 flyer multiple times, and every single time it's been printed, it's shown up in some capacity in Modern.
Yeah, and been pretty decent. It's a good beater.
Yeah, Vendilion Click is obviously the notable first one. Fairy Wizard, 3/1 for the same mana cost. Enters the battlefield, you look at your opponent's hand, or you look at a hand, and you can choose a non-land card. Yeah, target player's hand. Choose a non-land card. They put it on the bottom of their library, and then they draw a card. And Vendilion Click has been in Modern since its inception.
Yeah. I don't think this is as good, but
no, not close.
It does a different task and has the same outcome of beating face. So the petty theft is the adventure cost. It's an instant, and it reads return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. So a boomerang, or not boomerang, but what the fuck is that one?
Yeah, like an echoing truth effect.
Disperse or whatever.
Yeah, just a bounce effect for a non-land permanent, which I think is important that it says non-land permanent and just creature, because if it just said return target creature to its owner's hand, this card would be significantly worse.
Yes, it can bounce some Blood Moons or Chalice of the Voids.
Or anything, like you can get real tricky with this.
Yeah, and then you just have a nice 3/1 flash guy.
Yeah, and the other text on it says it can only block creatures with flying. I don't think it particularly matters. I mean, there have been occasions in the past where you flash in a Vendilion Click to block, but in that scenario, you're probably not winning that game anyway. So
yeah, very, very rarely.
And I can't remember what the other card is the name is, but it's the same format where it's 1/blue 3/1 flyer, has flash. But it is from the Kaladesh set, and it has cycling. And for the cycling, it is a stifle.
I know, Aven Wind something.
Yeah, you're right. It's something like that. But yeah, it's the same format, and there has been Modern meta games where instead of playing Vendilion Click, I played that guy instead because it just made more sense. So I can see this, the Brazen Borrower, replacing Vendilion Click in some formats just because that ability to bounce something back is just more relevant than removing a card, especially in how quick Modern has been getting.
Well, this is 2 effects on 1 card, which always is good.
Yeah, and I think the big thing to remember is that you, after just bouncing something, if you really want that very next turn, you can keep a counterspell up for your turn and then flash this guy in from exile if they don't do anything.
Yeah. I think this guy is going to be Reman's best friend.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's a really good point.
I think this is going to see a lot of play in like tempo-y decks and probably even some amount of control decks that it's a good finisher. Once you have an opening, you bounce something to theirs, and then you have counter magic to get it when it's coming back down.
Well, in my point that I had made about Modern becoming quicker, do you think this card's just existence and the ability to have this effect, and also have a creature tacked onto it? Do you think this bolsters like a fairies type strategy in Modern again?
It might. I think the biggest thing this is going to do is what I'm thinking of is like against Jund. Okay, they play their turn 2 Ren and 6. They play their turn 3 Liliana. Okay, in response, I'm going to bounce your whichever one, and then at the end of turn, flash this guy and kill the other one, or something along those lines.
My favorite thing too, at least historically, playing blue decks against Jund with Liliana has been in response to like the Liliana activation when they have 0 cards in hand. They activate the minus to each player discards a card. You use a bounce spell, bounce Liliana back to their hand. They have to discard Liliana, and then you're just like back to square one. It's essentially a removal spell for that card.
Yeah.
And if you get to do that, I mean, your opponent can play around it if they have both Liliana and Ren and 6, just because this, unfortunately, Brazen Borrower has 1 toughness, dies to Ren and 6. That's the world that we live in now, that if you're even considering something against a Jund matchup, it having 1 toughness immediately almost makes it unplayable for him in that case.
It's very, like, Bob is the worst card in the Jund matchup now.
People have actually been playing Jund, or playing Bobs in Jund again, and I am shocked. Just like looking at lists, I see like 2 Jund, or 2 like Bobs popping into the main deck, and I'm just like taken aback by that. It's really good in non-Jund matchups or non-Ren and 6 matchups. But when Ren and 6 is involved, that card is just so poor.
Yes, I agree with you. The big part of this card is when they don't have Ren and 6. Or not this card, but Bob. When you have Bob, and they don't immediately answer him, you just start to run away with card advantage. And do you know what Jund is really good at doing?
Generating card advantage.
Generating card advantage and smashing your fucking dicks.
Oh, yeah, and just kicking you in the teeth with like Tarmogoyfs or something.
Yeah.
And it's so sad to me because I love Dark Confidant, love Bob so much. But Ren and 6 at this point is just a better card advantage engine than Bob ever was.
Yeah.
Which is like so hard for me to comprehend.
Honestly, when I was playing Jund and I hit lands off Bob, it's fucking awesome. I don't take any damage. I draw an extra card. Now Ren and 6 does that, and it's a removal spell. And if it ultimates, you basically just fucking win.
Oh my god, yeah. Especially if you play your cards right and you don't have to like commit more lands to the board, and you can just like stockpile like 2 or 3 lands. There's no way that you can lose like flashing back a Kolaghan's Command or flashing back like something along those lines, like that Crucial Bolt to like deal that last 3 damage, or it's something to just completely blow your opponent out. Because I have won against the Ren and 6 ultimate, but the only way to do that is applying enough pressure to your opponent that they can't. Yeah, they can't. Usually it's through mana denials in Death and Taxes and Legacy. But yeah, when they just need to continue to play their lands because you're applying so much pressure, they need to be able to cast like that 2 spell a turn thing. But 9 times out of 10, it's just not the case, and Ren and 6 is just going to fucking crush you.
Yeah. No, I think this card's very good.
Yeah. I think this card's going to be an outstanding card in Standard and might actually see some Modern play.
I think not a ridiculous amount, but
yeah, it's not going to be like
it'll see some shit.
It's not going to be the best card in Modern, but it's definitely going to see some play.
Yeah, I agree. What's next on your agenda, sir?
I don't think we really talked about it, but maybe we talked about Ember Cleaver. But I really like these legendary artifact, the cycle.
I think Ember Cleave was out. I don't think they all were when we talked about them.
No,
I know the white one was for sure. I think the white and red ones were the ones that were out.
Yes, I agree with that. My thing is, none of these cards stand out to me as like, oh, these are just absolutely backbreaking. They're just going to win the game. My thought process is I really like in formats or in sets like this, where even like the focus for it is the top-down design. Like they're trying to make it themey.
Themey.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it themey. And they're trying to bring all of the outside influences into Magic, but they still are doing these cool ideas where they're making like these legendary artifacts, and they're kind of pushing the envelope with what a legendary creature is, and they're doing other great things in a Magic context that have really nothing else to do with the top-down design theme itself. I think these are really, really cool, just from a flavor and design standpoint.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, the next card on my list that I wanted to talk about, because I think this card's just like the text on it it blows my mind. It's Torbran, Ban of Redfell. or Thane of Redfell. Thane? Yeah, Thane. Right?
Thane, yeah.
Sure. That makes sense to me. But he is a legendary creature, Dwarf Noble, for 4 mana, 1 red, red, red. And he is a 2/4 and says if a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +2 instead. What?
Standard, fucking great. Hey, Mono Red, what's up? How you doing? How you doing, Mono Red?
And here's
I think
they've been a cycle of these guys too. That it's legendary creatures with 3 of their respective color identity in their mana cost.
Yes.
But this one's the one that stood out to me. It's just like, ooh, whoa. Does this guy just makes like a burn commander deck viable, doesn't it?
Probably. I don't know about maybe what's the new one, not commander, but
Brawl.
Brawl. Probably more so Brawl.
Yeah, sure.
Than commander. But...
Actually, yeah, I mean that makes more sense to me. It's like a Brawl, a burn deck. This guy just like slots right into. I don't know. I would have to let's phone up Brawl experts out there. But how many burn spells are in Brawl?
Because he attacks for 4 against creatures.
Yeah, because he deals damage.
All of your creatures get that extra 2 damage.
Yeah, so he's essentially a 4 mana 4/4 when it comes to dealing damage.
I could see this going like being good in like the goblin go wide strategies where you're just making fucking goblins left and right.
Yeah, because it makes all of your 1/1s just deal 3 damage.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, like just a 1/1 goblin, just like attacking as like a 3/1.
I was falling because my coaster stuck to the bottom of my glass.
Oh no! Somebody called the police. Somebody called the coaster police. We got a robbery.
Yeah, this dude's gonna be pretty good in standard, I think.
Yeah, and the whole cycle of triple colored of their color identity legendary creatures.
Yeah, so something the white one is white, white, white. The blue one is X, blue, blue, blue. Then the black is black, black, black. This dude's white, red, red, or colorless, red, red, red. And the green dude is just green, green, green.
And I want to say we talked about the blue one, the Gadwick the Wizened, on our first Eldraine episode.
Yeah, none of these really stick out except maybe that dude.
The blue one and the red one.
Yeah.
The white one, as much as I want the white one to be good, I think it's just like not great. Maybe as a commander, but I also think that there's other aggressive white commanders. Yeah. Maybe if you're trying to do like a very specific like Soul Sisteries kind of thing, sure. But by a wide margin, the best part about that card is the fact that the artist is Ryan Pancoast, and the art is so incredible.
It reminds me of Gimli.
Oh, you're talking about Torben. I'm talking about the white one, Lyndon.
Oh, Torbri is Torbran or whatever.
No, Lyndon the Steadfast Queen is painted by Ryan Pancoast, and also the red one, Ayara, first of Locthwain.
Locthwain, yeah, that's what it.
Also
Ryan
painted,
Pancoast.
Illustrated by the man, the myth, the legend, Ryan Pancoast. So shout out to Ryan Pancoast, greatest artist in Magic the Gathering.
Well, but I'm not getting into that with you.
He has that will be an episode. I mean, we already kind of had an episode on that where I just waxed poetic about the greatest artist in Magic, but
you sat there for an hour and a half and jerked off.
That's fine. I'm cool with that. I'll do it multiple times. But Ryan has had multiple different arts in this set specifically. And I am going to go so far as to say the greatest art and we'll talk about this card when we go past it. The best art in this set, and quite possibly the best art in Magic history, is in this set, and it is by Ryan.
Snaky thing.
No, it is not. That is a Mark Poole card. We'll talk about that one too. But yeah, I in my opinion, the best art that has ever been put on the Magic card, at least like on a technical level, just absolutely flawless, like masterpiece, could be hanging in the fucking Louvre piece of art, is in this set, and it's by Ryan. So but we'll get to that. Let's move on. What else are you feeling from this set? Because there are a couple actually really cool cards. I have one that I kind of want to talk about, and it's Realm Cloaked Giant.
Garbage.
He's 7/7.
Oh no, that dude. I was thinking something else. Yep, no. He's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, Realm Cloaked Giant he's a 7/7 for 5 and 2 white.
7/7 with vigilance, you fucking degen.
Oh, he does have vigilance. You're right here. And he was also a creature giant, which I think also looking at these spoilers, there might be a 5-color giants commander deck out there somewhere, because we just got a big influx of giants from this.
Yeah.
But despite the fact that he is just a 7 mana 7/7 with Vigilance, he also has the lovely ability Adventure. So you can, for 3 and 2 white, you can cast him as a sorcery as Cast Off, and it's destroy all non-giant creatures.
Guess what he is?
He turns out he's a giant.
Yeah, so you fucking wipe the board,
Yeah.
make some land drops, play a 7/7 Vigilance, dude.
Yeah, I dig this.
Yeah, seems pretty good.
Yeah, a creature that's also a Wrath, or it's a Wrath and then turns into a 7/7 2 turns later. This seems like a great, almost like a finisher in a control deck. Like, there's going to be other cards you want to put. I mean, there's 3 mana Teferi still in this format.
Even just as a 5 mana destroy all non-giant creatures.
Yeah, how many giants?
Very clearly a very first pickable card.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I thought you were talking
limited. This card's nuts, but I'm thinking of constructed too.
Maybe standard-ish. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not thinking outside of
nothing past standard.
I think maybe standard Commander. This card is good because it is just a 5 mana Wrath, right?
Yeah.
That if you're drawing cards and you hit 2 more lands, you just get a 7/7 after you Wrath.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Anything that really stood out to you too?
Hold on. I'm going down. We talked about most of these things that are not really worth talking about. The Ironcrag feat.
Oh boy, you and me. If you listen to the last week's podcast, you know that me and Matt spent an extensive time at a Ruby Tuesdays in Syracuse, New York.
Yeah, and we were talking about this there.
I would say a solid 30% of our conversation at that Ruby Tuesdays was talking about the Ironcrag feat because it had just been spoiled that evening or during that day. And I spent all day driving. You spent all day working. So we didn't get to talk about anything until we sat down and had beers at Ruby Tuesdays.
So this is 1 red, and it is a sorcery that reads: add 7 red mana. You can only cast 1 more spell this turn. Do you know what ironically costs 7 mana?
What does?
To play and activate Goblin Charbelcher.
You're right. Charbelcher is exactly 7 mana to play and activate. 4 mana to play, 3 mana to activate, and essentially kill your opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goblin Charbelcher is a deck in Legacy
and Vintage.
Like 1 mana Belcher is a deck. It's a deck in Vintage, right? It's just playing 1 land in Vintage, right?
Yeah, the land it's playing is way different than Taiga.
It's not Taiga. What is it?
Larian Academy.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, you got all the mobs. But it's
still just 1 mana because you're just using artifact mana and stuff, like free spells.
Yeah,
makes sense to me.
Lotus Petals. I'm pretty sure that deck even plays Pact of Negations and Force of Wills.
Just
some counter magic.
Yeah, classic Vintage. But yeah, this card is on its face incredibly powerful. I don't think it's going to be very powerful in Standard. Obviously not Standard. I don't think it's really going to see play in Modern unless somebody develops a Charbelcher list. But in Modern, they don't have...
You could do it, but it would be rough.
They don't have the ways to ensure the mana in order to start your engine like Legacy and Vintage.
It just wouldn't go off turn 1. I'm sure you could play... Land Grant's not Modern legal. Never mind.
No, it's not. Exactly. Yeah, you don't have Land Grant. You don't have all of the ways to start your rituals off that are free. You really only have the Mana Monkey, Simian Spirit Guide. That's really all you got for this card. Good.
Yeah. So, I was agreeing with you there. Simian Spirit Guide's probably the only free one you could actually get. The fuck was I gonna say?
If you like Mox Diamond
on my couch. Mox Diamond's not legal in Modern though.
I was if it would be.
Oh well, that'd be a way different story if Mox Diamond was in Modern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this card's going to be made for that deck pretty much.
Yeah, it seems like it is very easily just slotted into the Charbelcher deck. I don't know if it's going to make it playable in Charbelcher with all the other things that are going around, but
yeah, it just seems like a wasted space.
Yeah, throw the dog a bone. I think speaking of wasted space. The biggest part about this card that is actually wasted space is
they
the
didn't
fact
fucking put 7 red mana symbols. Is that what you're gonna say?
Thank you, Matthew, because that is exactly what I was gonna fucking say. Why did they not put 7 red mana symbols consecutively on this card? That would have been so cool. Come on, Wizards.
They have the room too.
You have one job.
And then you got cards that you have to fucking have a magnifying glass and a PhD to be able to fucking read. But you can't add 7 red mana symbols to your boy.
They could have just put the pretty picture on the motherfucking card with piece of shit.
Yeah, they fucked up there, I thought. But
God damn.
so many people were like, thank you for not putting 7 red mana symbols. They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, those people are wrong. If you're one of those people, stop listening, because that would have been so cool to have those mana symbols on a card.
Not agree
it
more.
only appeals to people who want to have those mana symbols on it. Because the people who are just like, I think you should have it more concise and just put the word 7 and then the red mana symbols. Those people are not the people playing Belcher. The people who are playing Belcher are just like, turn 1, do thing.
Yeah.
Give me thing.
Fuck me. I just saw the card below that for the first time. I want to talk about that one.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah, I want to talk about this fucking Iron Crag Pyromancer. I literally did not see this card until we were talking about Iron Crag feet. So this bitch is 2 colorless mana and 1 red mana for a human wizard. Just had to throw a fucking wizard on there. Okay, cool.
Gotta love it.
0/4, which is strange. But wait, there's more. I'm not Dr. Seuss in this bitch on purpose. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, Iron Crag Pyromancer deals 3 damage to any target.
Fear of fire is a sensible instinct.
That
if I were you,
turns cantrips.
I'd be terrified.
Turns cantrips into fucking lightning bolts.
Just casually. The fact that it says 3 damage blows my mind.
3 damage to any target.
Yeah, that hurt my brain.
This is like a control player's like wet dream.
Yeah. Woo, boy. Woo, this card is sweet. It's 3 mana. And it's a 0/4. What? Because, like, 1, you're never attacking with it. Wow, this card is really, really, really cool.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if I attack with this ever. I plan on just bolting someone in the face.
You know what actually I might do? I'm actually kind of glad it's an 0/4. Because I'm going to play this with, like, 3 available mana. And then I'm going to draw some cards. And then I'm going to kill every one of my fucking opponent's creatures. And then I'm going to send a message by attacking for 0.
Attack for 0. So the caveat with this is you can only do this once per turn.
Yes, it's only your second card. But I'm going to, like, cast, like and then Electrolyze.
Yeah.
And be able to dome something. And the fact that you can just hit your opponent in the skull, like draw a card, bolt your opponent. Oh boy, that's a spicy.
It just kind of leaves it open. Oh, they don't have any creatures? Cool. Or they have a planeswalker? Cool. I'm going to ping that for 3.
Yeah, planeswalkers are definitely a thing. And this set has confirmed that planeswalkers are here to stay.
Yeet.
If you were curious about the existence of planeswalkers in Magic after War of the Spark, oh boy. Because I think in general, War of the Spark, obviously with the number of planeswalkers that were in that, we're bound to get some powerful ones. But I think per capita, this set has like incredible planeswalker.
The few they have, they're pretty fucking solid, without a doubt.
Yeah, like the planeswalkers in this set, like I said, per capita, I think all of the planeswalkers in this set are playable in possibly multiple formats.
Yeah, I can see it.
At least in their standard environment, at very, very least.
Yeah, standard for sure. I'm sure some of them will see play here and there in other formats. It's inevitable to try.
Yeah, but this card's definitely something we're going to try out. The next card I wanted to talk about was actually my one close friend, Rupert. Again, commander guy, a pauper guy. Not so much constructed formats outside of those two, but he sent me the card Hushbringer because I did not get to see it at that point because I was at work and I was actually doing something. He sent that to me. He's like, "Whoa, what do you think about this?" And I saw it and I'm like, "Oh boy. Oh, this is a creature." So Hushbringer is a 1/2 flying lifelinker for 1 and a white, and it says creatures entering the battlefield or dying doesn't cause abilities to trigger.
I like it.
That is some text. Whoa, that is a static. That is a crazy ability.
Another nice little hate bear that happens to be a flyer, has lifelink, and fucks off Ren and 6.
I mean, yeah, it's an 0/2, so yeah, it doesn't die to Ren and 6, turns out.
That's a 1/2.
My thing with this, though...
it's a 1/2, not an 0/2.
No, it's a 1/2, so it does attack.
That's what I said. You said it was an 0/2.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I actually...
Yeah, because it has flying and lifelink. That bitch can get in there.
Yeah, it definitely can. My thing with this, though, man, this card would be borderline one of the best hate bears ever printed if it wasn't symmetrical.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Symmetrical just makes this card like a flip of a coin. It could be really good, or it could just be totally lights out for you. Because like Stoneforge Mystic, Flicker Wisp, Recruit of the Guard. There's so many cards with great enter the battlefield abilities that you need to use. This card just shuts off and it feels really, really, really bad. This card could see a home in Modern in a particular metagame.
Yeah, I could see it. It's going to be big in white commander decks.
Yeah. Also, this card reads for a lot of commanders, you don't do anything.
Yeah.
How many commanders out there say enter the battlefield, do X, do something, something, something?
Or the white-black sacrifice decks.
Yeah, not even to mention like the sacrifice decks that like, oh, like Mirren? Okay.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, enjoy your entire premise, because this card just ruins it. Like, you have to remove this before you get to play your game. That feels bad. But feeling bad is a relevant thing in Magic that people like to do, including myself. So I'm a sucker for cards like this.
This seems pretty good in limited. Animating Fairy.
Oh yeah, I do like this card.
Target so it's a 2 and a blue 2/2 flyer, solid. But the adventure cost is 2 and a blue. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature. Put 4 1/1 counters on.
Yeah, that's something.
Seems pretty.
What you know about food tokens, my dude?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah, this just turns a food into a classic 4-mana creature for 3 mana. And then the next turn you can just get a 2/2 flyer.
Yeah, even if this was just a 2/2 flyer for 3, that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the blue-green archetype in Limited, but we will get to that.
Yeah, we'll probably do that next week.
I mean, we could talk about Limited today too, because we do have pre-release coming up, but let's hammer through these last couple cards that we want to talk about. Defending Silence, it was spoiled before, but I don't think we got to talk about it, but I do want to say something. Defending Silence is a 1 white mana enchantment, and each player can't cast more than 1 non-creature spell each turn.
Welcome to Death and Taxes, sir.
Yeah, what's up, bud? In a meta where Storm is incredibly popular, or even Modern if Storm gets really popular, because there's definitely a chance that it could. This card is probably just better than like Aethersworn Canonist or the one Spirit that does a similar effect.
Yeah.
This card, because it being 1 mana is a real thing.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And you're playing creatures, so you can do multiple creatures. Your opponent is not playing creatures, so they're bottlenecked on only doing 1 thing a turn. 9 times out of 10, those decks are not able to deal with enchantments, whereas they are probably able to deal with creatures in some capacity. If they're using bounce spells to deal with things, they have to waste a bounce spell on this when they're not dealing with your Rest in Peace. They're not dealing with your Thalia. They're not dealing with something else. Because the key to beating those decks is stacking those abilities so that if they have that one answer, they still have to deal with the other 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And this is just another piece of the Death and Taxes strategy, hate bear strategy arsenal that I am happy to add. Like I'm going to snatch up 4 of these because I might not register it in every list that I play that has a hate bear or Death and Taxes strategy, but having access to it in particular metas is going to be invaluable.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Yeah, love that card. Love it, love it, love it. And anytime I tweeted, anytime a Death and Taxes card is printed, a Sarah Angel gets her wings.
Yeah.
And this is a Sarah Angel definitely got her wings with this card's printing.
You're not wrong.
Let's move down. Let's talk about, there was an abundance of spells and creatures spoiled, most of them commons and uncommons this past week. Just kind of releasing the rest of the set, getting us prepared for the pre-release. Before we dive into that, there are some multicolored spells that we definitely would need to talk about.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Are there any ones that you immediately jump to your brain?
I personally like Drown in the Loch.
Yeah, that card is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, definitely would be pretty good. So that reads blue-black instant, choose 1. Counter target spell with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard, or destroy target creature with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard.
Yeah.
Modern's a fast format.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of low drop creatures. This is going to be a counter spell or a removal spell in most scenarios.
Yeah. And especially in the frequency that some decks are trying to actively put things in their graveyard.
A lot of decks in Modern.
Like, that's something that is still a thing even after the Hogak era. Like, Storm is still putting a bunch of cards in their graveyard.
Well, fetch lands are also illegal, so...
Yeah, fetch lands, exactly, that was my next point. The fetch lands are illegal, so 9 times out of 10, people are going to be fetching and putting things in their graveyard. Like, Burn is constantly putting instant sorceries in their graveyard. Most decks are either fetching or casting something that is not a permanent. This card, a lot of the time, just reads blue-black, counter target thing, or destroy target thing.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, this card is abundantly powerful, and I can see it being a mainstay in, like you said, Modern. Maybe not Legacy, just because the things that you want to be...
It's fucking blue, and it pitches to Force of Will. It's going in Legacy.
Okay. That is a really good point. I can agree with that.
And it pitches to Force of Negation.
Yeah, it is a more powerful Modern card than a Legacy card, but that does not rule out its ability to be played in Legacy.
True.
So another card that I wanted to talk about was Grumgully the Generous. This is another Ruby Tuesday special that we talked about. He is a 3-mana, one a red and a green for a 3/3 Goblin Shaman legendary creature. And it says each other non-human creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter. This card, it just reads from top to bottom combo.
Combo.
Yeah, we got a combo over here. Yeah, this card is something.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, and my thought, you know what? We didn't initially talk about this, but when I got to thinking about it, you know what I can really compare this to? Rhythm of the Wild. That enchantment from the Return to Ravnica.
Yeah, kind of. If worst comes to worst, your creatures just get an addition, like a +1/+1.
Yeah, just get thicker. And ain't nothing wrong with being thicker.
Well, that's going to make some thick girls and boys.
And I am a big fan of thick girls and a big fan of thick boys. All of them. Just bring the thickness, come over here. But yeah, this like eliminates the persist mechanic. Funny enough, on the Magic YouTube channel Fireball, Pleasant Kenobi, Vince, just did a video on combo goblins, and he is playing 4 Rhythm of the Wilds in that deck to combo off with a sacrifice outlet and the 1 4-mana goblin that when you sack it, it deals damage.
Mons.
No. What's it called? It's the one that's like Kitchen Finks. It has persist.
Oh, Murderous Redcap.
Murderous Redcap, exactly. So with this guy in Murderous Redcap and a sack outlet, you deal infinite damage.
Yep.
Okay. And the fact that it's a goblin and there are goblin sack outlets. Okay. Sure.
It's just better than Rhythm of the Wild in that particular deck.
Yeah.
Probably in most decks.
Yeah, and just in most, like, this card is sweet. Like in Limited, this card's a house. Like Rhythm of the Wild was a house in Limited. And the fact that you got the choice was really good. But just in general, just being able to just, throw a counter on every creature that enters the battlefield.
Well, I guarantee this inspires a red-green goblin deck that now gets to play Coco, Collected Company.
Ooh, I like where your head's at. I mean, do you think it's just going to be Jund Goblins?
Why do you need black?
Well, you get to play the 1 4-mana from, it's like not Siege Gang Commander.
5 mana anyway.
It's from Modern Horizons, where you sack a goblin and then you gain the life and your opponent loses.
Oh, I would just... Oh, you could do that, but
it creates 2 goblins when it comes to the battlefield. It's like Siege Gang Commander, except for it has that ability tacked onto it, and it is 3 and a black.
There's also just have the 1-drop goblin that you sack a goblin, add a red mana to your mana pool.
Yeah. There are a lot of... And even in the artifact matchup, there's like the Goblin Trash Master, where you sack a goblin, destroy an artifact. That's really good against Tron. It's really good against Urza.
Yeah.
Those are all good things. Like there are a bunch of good goblins.
Tier 1 modern goblins. Tier 1 modern
goblins and modern.
Here first.
Take notes. The next big deck.
That would actually be fucking hilarious. I would love that.
Just taking over the format. Move over, Hogak. Grumgully is here.
There's a new daddy in town.
Yeah, there's a new poppy in town, and his name is Grumgully, and he is one Smurf-looking motherfucker with mushrooms growing from his hand, and he's here to make boys bigger, and he's just gonna ruin your life.
It's gonna happen.
I love it. Yeah, so Grumgully is and just an uncommon that we're talking this much about an uncommon. I'm real into that.
Seems fun though.
Were there any like artifacts that you're interested in? Because I think that's the point where we're at. Those are the colorless ones that we were definitely excited about.
I definitely like Stone Coil Serpent. It's an okay card, but the art is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, man, come on, Mark Poole. You just keep giving us more. Yeah, the art is insane. The card's meh. And this is a point that I have I've been making, maybe not on air, but just in regular conversation with other Magic players. So Stone Coil Serpent is a 0/0 for X. It has reach, trample, and protection from multicolors, and then when it enters the battlefield, it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters in it. So X is whatever you cast it for. But it has protection from multicolor. I don't think that is going to be particularly relevant in the coming standard, at least after Ravnica when Theros comes out, because I am almost certain with the things that we have seen so far with the legendary creatures with 3 colors in their cost, the lands that we're about to talk about, and a myriad of other things. I am almost certain at this point that we are going to see Devotion, the mechanic, back in Return to Theros.
We shall see.
Which
I don't see why they wouldn't do it.
I am on board with it because
version that's really close to it.
Man, yeah, or it could be something very close. But I think we're just going to get actual Devotion because I think Devotion is quite possibly one of the best mechanics that has ever been printed. I am in love with that mechanic. Like, it is up there with like cycling. That card is so cool, and it really affects how you build a deck, and it affects how you draft, and it really forces you into a color, and it makes you really think in all aspects of Magic. And in the draft format, when you're thinking about Devotion and you want to lean towards that color, it opens up the table more.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get stuck in this angle where you're going to blue white, and the person to your right is going to like red white or red blue, and the person to your left is going to white black or something like that. So you're getting cut one way, but getting fed that other color
the other way, yeah.
And you're getting cut the other way, but fed that other color, and you're like kind of getting split on that. You get the very clear signals that the person to your left is going for Devotion for green, and the person to your right is going for Devotion for red. So you can stay in that lane for Devotion for white and be totally fine because you're not screwing with the green and you're not screwing with the red, and people are feeding you those colors. And then that person across from you can also be taking that white cards, and it has this lovely division of power, and it's great for draft. I love Devotion.
Yeah, it seems pretty solid. The next thing I wanted to talk about, we got 8 new lands. 10, sorry, I'm an idiot. 5
yeah, we got 10 new lands
rare.
Because there's a common cycle and a rare cycle.
Yeah. So from the rare cycle, the 2 that really stick out to me are the blue one, Castle Vantress. They're all castles. The rare ones are all castles. So it's Castle Vantress. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control an island. So, okay, pretty easy to turn on.
And that's across the board for all of these rare lands as they enter the battlefield tapped unless you control
whatever land
the basic
of their
land of that color.
Not basic.
Oh, just the land type of that color. So you could have like for the Castle Vantress, you could have like a hollowed fountain.
Yes. So it taps for blue, and then its second ability is 2 blue tap scry 2. Seems pretty good.
Yeah, I love that.
And then the green one I think is going to be the best one.
Oh my god, Castle of Primeval Titan.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking perfect. You did it. So it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control forest. Taps for a green, and then for 4, so 2 green, tap, add 6 green mana. Only spend mana to cast creature spells or activate abilities of creatures.
Yeah, only use this to cast Primeval Titan.
It's basically a soul land.
Holy shit, is it basically a soul land? You're right. So soul lands are lands that tap for 2 mana.
So you're
for anybody out there.
So do the math. You pay 4, you add 6, positive 2 mana.
Yes. Holy freaking shit. That card, it just screams to me Primeval Titan. And I think everybody who read that, who has ever read also Primeval Titan, saw that exact same thing. And they're just like, what is going on?
Yeah, they're getting giddy.
Yeah, I love it. Oh my goodness. I hate Primeval Titan as a card, but I love this land. And I'm at this weird crossroads with it where I'm just like, oh, I want to see this happen and I want to do this myself. But also, I never, ever want to play against this, ever. So pack your Field of Runes in your Ghost Quarters, kids.
This will also feed into like X creature spells, all creatures.
Yeah.
Or abilities of creature.
Yeah, you're right. In Cube specifically, I'm thinking of like Pelukrinos.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it seems pretty good. There's
also like Infinite Hydras. There's so many different things that this could be really good with. It's just nothing is quite as good as the Primeval Titan thing. That's not saying it's bad. That's just saying.
None of these lands are legendary, by the way. The castles, the rare lands are not legendary.
No, so you can have multiples of these, which is really cool with the white one, because the white one is like very, very closely trying to be Legion's Landing, the flip land for that.
Which is pay for, put a 1/1 white human creature token.
Yes.
Or create a 1/1, not put it into play.
That's the castle of Ardenvale. It wants to be Legion's Landing.
I just noticed that the black one looks like a genie's lamp, and the green one looks like a giant ass crocodile in the background.
I love how you're just putting these together as you're looking at them. Like mid episode, you're making these connections.
What's that like thing in Simba? Something Rock.
Pride Rock.
Pride Rock.
It does look it's a bit Pride Rock-esque.
It's Pride Rock.
I love how you just said, what's that thing in Simba, referring to the Lion King?
Hey, dude, stick with what you know.
Yeah, what is the Simba? What is this Jeopardy? What's going on here?
# philosophy minor. Just kidding. I don't have a philosophy minor.
No, now you do.
So you wanted to talk about one of the common ones for sure. So I'll let you talk about that.
Oh,
you were telling me about this, I was like, what in the fuck are you even talking about?
And then you explained it and you got it.
Yes. All the basic ones have land and then a subtype, so you can actually fetch them.
Yes. So all of the common ones have their basic land types. So the white one has plains, blue one has islands, so on and so forth. But specifically, god damn it, the blue one, Mystic Sanctuary, is a common land island. It taps for blue and it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other islands. So similar to the rare ones, it doesn't have to be just basic island. It can be like a volcanic island in Legacy or Vintage. It can be a steam vents in Modern. It could be steam vents in Standard, because that's the thing. So if you have 3 or more of those, it enters untapped. And when it enters the battlefield untapped, you may put target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your library. Yep. What the actual fuck is going on right now?
Something.
This card, I'm saying right now, putting my foot in the fucking sand, this card's a problem. Like, this card's going to be an issue.
Why is that?
It's too good. It is so good.
Well, whenever you were telling me why, I did not understand why, and then you told me, I was like, oh.
So there's a couple. First of all, it's a common, which it fits into Pauper. Every deck is going to probably be running this, and you're just going to be able to just put this on the battlefield, return whatever instant or sorcery in your blue X control deck, whether it's blue-black, blue-red, whatever. You're going to be able to return something and just continue getting value. That's going to be really, really, really powerful. And I think that is going to give blue a really big bolster in the Pauper format. What I am more worried about is the impact that it's going to have in Legacy. Because this card, it is fetchable. So off of your Scalding Tarn or off of your Flooded Strand.
Oh, I just read a very important part of this. When it enters the battlefield untapped.
Yeah. So off of your Scalding Tarn or off of your Flooded Strand.
Well, you have to have 3 of the other islands.
Yeah. That is a thing.
Okay, so that calms it down a bit. Okay. I was much more worried about it.
I don't think so. I don't think it does.
I do, because you have to have 3 other islands. So it's 4th land drop. and then you get the ability, which is still good. Don't get me wrong. I just thought it was way better than what it was.
I don't think it's going to be an issue. Because you can fetch this guy, this Mystic Sanctuary, off of one of your fetch lands that go gets a blue source, and you put it on the battlefield, and you can return one of your instant or sorceries to the top of your library. So you can return your Swords to Plowshares. You can return your anything. You can return your Ponder. You can return your Brainstorm. You can return your fucking Terminus to the top of your library. And then if you return Terminus to the top of your library and you Brainstorm into it on that same turn with this blue source that you have untapped, if you have a white source also untapped, you get to Terminus at instant speed. And all you have to do is have a Terminus in your library, this card in your deck, and a white source untapped. That's it.
And a fetch land.
Yeah, and a fetch land, Terminus in your graveyard, and this card in your deck, and a white source.
Which isn't hard to do.
No, because the Miracles deck already, and it's been like this forever, has almost entirely mana base built up of basic lands.
Yeah, to avoid wasteland.
Yes, and the predominant land in that deck that you're fetching is basic island. So the lines that you can take to just, instead of fetching your basic plains, fetching a tundra, and then just continue on your business as fetching your basic islands, enables this card easily. Too easily. Like, this really, really, really impacts Legacy.
Yeah, time will tell. I get your point. I really do.
And I admit that I might be coming from this from a standpoint of playing aggressive creature decks in Legacy and wanting to turn things sideways and just getting blown out by Terminus time and time again. And this just really enables that. And it also just enables those control decks to just recur those things more frequently, because there's already been times where Snapcaster has just been absolutely punishing. Just one Snapcaster. And you have to pay 2 mana to do the Snapcaster. This just gets that back, and you just have to have a cantrip. But cantrips are so abundant in Legacy that is almost a given that you're just going to have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this card, oh man, this card really, really makes me fucking feel bad. I mean, I just wish, oh boy, I'm glad that, like you said, it has that specific clarification that it has to come and untap to do the ability. But the fact that it has the ability makes me feel uneasy.
Yeah, I'm sure at worst it's just a fucking tapped island. But at best, you could do some shenanigans like you just said.
Yeah, that's it. Very worst, it's just an island.
Yeah, which isn't bad.
It's a wastelandable island. But at best, it is a fucking absolute blowout city.
The other land I really wanted to talk about was Fabled Passage. It's just a super fucking upgraded Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent to Prismatic Vista.
Yes. So
except for it is only basically.
Yeah,
but it is also
it.
Untapped guaranteed.
Fun little caveat, you don't have to pay the life.
No.
Sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Then, if you control 4 or more lands, untap that land.
Yeah, so I was going to say it's untapped guaranteed, but in a lot of scenarios, it's going to just be just an untapped land.
Basics are fucking massive right now in a lot of formats.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, wowie zowie. This is really great.
That's pretty cool art.
I'll tell you what, man. This set has honestly been awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really happy with Eldraine. Like, just around the horn, I'm really happy about it. It's happier than I've been about a lot of sets that have come out. I was pretty cold on War of the Spark when it came out. Like, it was whatever. There was obviously some incredibly powerful Planeswalkers, but everything else besides that seemed just like, whatever, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, mind you, the Planeswalkers that are in that set blew the doors off of everything.
Yeah, it shook up some formats pretty fucking hard.
But, I mean, outside of those 2 Planeswalkers, we're speaking of Karn and Narset, obviously. Besides those 2 Planeswalkers, what cards from those sets have really made a splash anywhere?
Sideboards.
Really?
Yeah, you see the Ashiok one.
Oh, I guess sure. I will concede that is definitely something.
Those are probably the biggest ones, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Beyond that, it's just like those 3 cards, and that entire set had nothing else. And then even going back to Return to Ravnica, what did we see out of that that's really seeing play besides Assassin's Trophy?
Lavinia and Vintage.
Lavinia and Vintage, sure. Yep. That card is very, very good in that format. But there aren't 5 cards from that format that are really seeing play that aren't printed in other formats because of the Shocklands, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably about it, honestly, as far as I can think of.
But there are cards in this set that I see being played in a lot of formats. And I think that really comes down to the fact that it is that top-down design. They kind of get to play around and do whatever the hell they want. But you got to realize they're also Magic the Gathering game designers. They do have the ideas in the game that they want to be able to put in. And the fact that they put them into these certain, this set specifically, speaks a lot to the work that they're putting in. And I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how many cards did we even talk about today that were just like, oh, this could see Modern play. This is a card that could be seen in other formats.
Yeah, there's some shit here.
Gotta love it. I really, really enjoy that. And also shout out to the basic lands in this set. We just get a quick, just showing some love for the artists who did the basic lands.
The, what was it? Looked really fucking cool.
The Mark Poole Island, very, very good. Scott Murphy Forest, very, very good.
The mountains all look pretty good.
The mountains are really, really good. Yeah,
The one island is really dope.
All of the plains are good, but also Howard Leon does a plains, and Howard Leon is historically unstoppable.
They're all good. There's not one here that I'm like, oh, that's shitty.
No, all of them are good. Every single one of them are fucking good. Volkenbaga does a basic plains that is flawless. And they got a lot of the art down on this.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the best sets for art that I have seen in a while. And speaking of art, I don't think we actually talked about it. Ryan Panko's art for the Kenrith family portrait. I can't find whether it's a card or not. It feels like it would be a white card, but I don't think it is, because if it was, then it would be my favorite card in the set. But I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it's an actual card.
No, the closest thing to it is like Happily Ever After and Linden and the king himself.
Well, yeah, all the family members have their own individual card.
Yeah, for the most part.
Playmat, right? Yeah, it's a playmat.
But the Kenrith family portrait by Ryan Pancoast of the brother and sister who are the Planeswalkers, the king, the queen, and then their 2 other kids. What? Are you fucking kidding me, Ryan?
No. Yeah, he knocked it out of the park.
Like, you guys already know my feelings about Ryan Pancoast and how he is the greatest human figure artist in Magic the Gathering. This just conceals it. Like, this locks it up in a vault and nobody can ever touch it, because this is so unbelievably fucking good. Gotta love it. So good.
Rather incredible.
Yeah, absolutely breathtaking. So shout out to Ryan, best Magic artist, and if you disagree with me, you're wrong. That's all there is to it. All right, Matt,
stand your fucking ground.
Are you playing a pre-release this weekend, bud?
I am not. I got 2 weddings to go to.
Oh, I get it. So your friends and family are more important than Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
Weird. Because I am definitely playing a pre-release this weekend. But I also don't have any...
2 weddings to go to.
I don't have any weddings.
Yeah, that helps, I guess.
Nobody likes me enough to invite.
Toothless.
Yeah, why would you want a homeless man at your wedding? I understand.
Yeah, duh. You silly bitch.
All right, well, I think that concludes our conversation for the week. Let's move into the game. What is it? You asking me this time around?
No, you're asking me, boy.
Oh, I'm asking you. I love that. That is something I'm definitely into. So, for those of you who are not familiar, we play a game at the end of every episode, except for last week, because last week was a special scenario. But the game is called Accumulated Knowledge. So in this game, I go to Scryfall, I hit the random card button, and it pulls up a card, and I ask Matt the name. He then has to give me the mana cost of the card. If he gets it right, he gets a point. If he doesn't get it right, then he does not get a point. In order for Matt to win, he has to get 4 out of the 5 correct. And he also gets 3 hints along the way, which can be any part of the card. So, Matt, are you ready?
Except the mana cost.
Yeah, obviously you can't. You can't get the mana.
Yeah, boy, I'm ready. Bring it.
Alrighty, let me hit this random button. Okay, so the first card is Struggle for Sanity. Struggle for Sanity.
Oh, this is one of the it's one of the Kamigawa. I don't know which one. I bought a booster box. This was my first ever booster box.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, then I think you should know this, shouldn't you?
It's the same as Sensei's Dividing Top. That's it.
You know what? It is the same as Sensei's Dividing Top. I will give you that. Because of Sensei's Dividing Top and maybe a couple other cards I am familiar
I don't remember what the card does.
with. Would you like to burn a hint?
No.
I think it would genuinely help you.
No. This set is weirdly costed.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be 3, 4, or 5 is what I'm going to guess.
I need an answer from you, my man.
Give me 4.
Okay, what's the actual mana cost, bud?
I don't have to get the actual
Yes, you do. You have to get the colors. That's how we always play it. Come on now.
Sanity blue or black.
What you got? I need it now.
Give me the text.
Oh, you're burning a hint. So the text for Struggle for Sanity is target opponent reveals their hand. That player exiles a card from it. Then you exile a card from it. Repeat this process until all cards in that hand have been exiled. That player returns the cards they exiled this way.
Black.
What is it?
2 black.
2 black? Okay, you don't even need me to finish the card.
No, once I read the hand.
Okay, cool. The last part of that is target player returns the cards they exiled this way to their hand and puts the rest into their graveyard. And you are right, it is 2 black.
Yeah, it's real shitty.
Yeah, that card does not seem great. So
I don't like burning a hint.
You know what does seem great? Your start for this round. Or for this game.
I don't like burning a hint round 1.
I mean, you could get lucky. I think you might get lucky with this next one. It is Mind Warp.
I want to say it's blue-black.
Blue-black. Is it now? No, it would be blue-red.
Is it?
Mind Warp. You ready to burn another hint, bud?
No, I'm going to go blue-black.
Okay. That's the cost?
Yeah.
Oh, it is X3 in black.
What am I thinking?
You could not have been farther from correct.
Agony Warp is what I'm thinking of.
Agony Warp. You're thinking of the card from Return to Ravnica.
I was thinking of Agony Warp.
Oh, I love that. No, Mind Warp, man. Mind Warp is a sorcery for X3 in a black. It is look at target player's hand and choose X cards from it. That player discards those cards. This is turning into an episode of Knowledge Pool. Because all of these cards are just discard cards.
Yeah, right? You son of a bitch. You pulling a quick one on me?
No, I'm not. I promise you.
I swear to God, if Thoughtseize, I'll be happy if Thoughtseize is next.
Well, I will tell you one thing, at very least. The next card is definitely not a discard card. It is Thraben Valiant.
It's white or red.
It might be white or red. You might not be wrong with that.
This is obviously from the same set as Thraben Inspector.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
I think so.
Thraben Inspector, a famous modern Death and Taxes card. I don't want to give too much away just in case Thraben Inspector is
I know it's going to be white. I don't think there's any other color Thraben. I could be wrong, but
there might be, but free hint, I don't, to my knowledge, think that there are any red Thraben cards.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I'm pretty sure they're all white.
I don't know if I am very familiar with a particular woman who is the guardian of Thraben.
Yeah.
Me and her are very close. She's actually some may consider.
I think they're all like 1 through fucking 2 or 3, man. I'm guessing 1 white. Like one colorless,
white.
1 colorless white.
Okay. That's a guess. Is that your final answer?
I don't know if you're fucking with. I'm gonna go with it. Yep, that's my final answer.
Damn it! I thought I was gonna get you.
You almost got me.
It is a 1
really
white. So Thraben Thraben Valiant is 1 and a white for a human soldier. It is a 2/1 with vigilance.
Are all the Thrabens like 2 or less mana?
No, I think that there are definitely ones that are 3 mana.
Yeah, I guess the new Thalia. I didn't even think of that. The 3/2 Thalia.
Well, she's Heretic of Thar.
Is she not a Thraben?
Well, she doesn't have Thraben in her name, but there are Thrabens that are, I believe, 3 mana. But yeah, you got that one right. You nailed it. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah, boy, let's bring it.
Shadow Feed.
Shadow Feed. What in the fuck?
Another free hint because I'm feeling extra generous. We have drafted this format together, the card that this is from. And it's only from one format, or from one set.
We've drafted a lot of sets together.
Yeah, I know that doesn't help a lot, but it should narrow it down to at least like 20 sets.
I have 2 more hints, right?
Yes, you do still have 2 hints.
Give me the text.
Okay, so the text on this card is remove target card in a graveyard from the game. You gain 3 life.
Oh, this is from like the super multicolor set.
Super multicolored. So Ravnica.
No, it doesn't sound like. It might be. Fuck, I don't know. I need to burn another hint. I'm
Oh, I
guessing
don't
it's
know.
black.
I don't know what hint I could possibly give you.
Give me fucking black.
What is that? Is that your answer?
Alex, what is black?
What is black? That's more of a philosophical question.
The absence of light.
The future is a snake devouring your life.
Are you gonna tell me? Or are you just gonna fuck with me?
Backwards through time. And when you die, believe me, it doesn't stop Cedric the traitor.
Yeah, the super the shards. That's what Cedrus is in, right?
Yes, it is. So is your answer black?
Yeah, I'm going black.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're 100% right. It is one black.
I don't think I would have got that without the hint.
No, I don't think you would.
Shadow Feed sounds black though.
Yeah, I would say that would have been the giveaway for exactly what it is. Well, Island, I'm not going to give to you. But this next one I will.
All right.
Carnival Hellsteed. Carnival Hellsteed.
Oh, this is from Ravnica, you fuck. That's funny that this thing's really good and limited. Oh my god, I know it's red black.
Is it?
Yes.
Because it was also in Ravnica.
Fuck off and die. I know it's red black. It's either 5 or 6 mana. And it's like ridiculous. This card was actually garbage in limited. I lied. Because it's super expensive. And it was a trap.
Did you know that its favorite treats are candied hands and sweethearts?
It's either 3 red black or 4 red black.
It is a card. I will give you also the free hint that it is from Return to Ravnica. But what is its mana cost?
I'm going to use my last hint, Alex.
Oh boy. So your last hint is that what? It's text? Or do you want its power and toughness?
I don't know.
Or do you want its creature type? I'll give you the creature type too.
You know what? I already used the text. Give me the fucking power toughness.
Oh, I love this. You're living on the edge. So Carnival Hellsteed is a 5/4.
5/4. 5/4.
Yeah, he's a tough
If it was
boy.
a 5/4 for anything less than 5, it probably would have been playable.
But was it playable?
I don't believe so. Because RTR was super aggressive. It was Rakdos or Gruul or Boros were the decks.
Yeah, red was a very evidently powerful in that. I agree.
Yeah. The deck that ended up being best was Gruul.
I was quite partial to Rakdos, but I do agree the Gruul was a great.
Well, the red-green, you could play the green dude who had to be blocked with flying creatures, and then you madcap skills them.
Oh, was it not Gorklan Rampager? I don't remember. But I do remember what you're talking about. But that has no bearing on the mana cost of this creature, and I need the mana cost.
I'm going to guess. I know it's 5 or 6. I think 5 would have been playable, but I don't think this one was playable. I'm going to go...
Oh, I love to see you squirm. It's so good. All right, I need it right now.
4 red black.
4 red black. Is that your final answer?
I don't know. Yes. No.
No?
Yes.
No, it's not?
Yes. 4 red
It
black.
is. Are you sure it is? 4 red black.
Ollie, what do you think? He snored. Yes. 4 red black.
Okay, so the Ollie Snore confirms 4 red black, and I will also confirm that it is 4 red black.
This thing has like a bunch of abilities, doesn't it?
It has First Strike and Haste, and it has Unleash.
Is that the 1/1 counter?
It gets a 1/1 counter, and it cannot block.
Yeah, like Splatter Thug.
Yep, exactly.
I'm surprised. I don't know why I struggled so hard on that. I drafted the fucking shit out of Return to Ravnica.
Yeah, we both did. That format was sweet. You got it, dude. You did it.
Barely. I had to use 3 hints.
Yeah, you had to use all your hints. That might be the deepest you've ever went. I mean, you're also a fucking savant, so.
Well, Return to Ravnica was that put the nail in the coffin for you.
Yeah, that was our bread and butter.
Why am I getting all these cards? You're getting fucking waffle cards.
To be fair, you got cards from limited formats that we played, and I
True.
also got cards from limited formats that I played.
And I was super fucking confident on what was it? Not Agony Warp, but
Mind Warp.
Yeah,
I really
thought
that was just a case of you thinking of a card that it wasn't actually that card.
Yeah, because
Alright,
Agony Warp is for sure blue-black.
Yeah, it is. You're right, 100%. Well, that you're the winner. So,
winner, chicken dinner.
That
And
means,
guess what, motherfuckers?
as is customary around these parts, you get the shout out.
Fun little fact: our shout out actually feeds into a little bit of information that we're gonna feed you bitches.
Our shout out does feed into some information that I'm not entirely sure if we're allowed to talk about, what we're going to anyway, because
No.
fuck it, we're rebels.
Yeah, fuck them. What are they gonna do? Kick us out? Cool. Kick us out.
Not gonna happen.
So our shout out is creators. They are on Twitter at CREAYTORS. So just a fun little way to spell creators.
Yeah, because they put the YT in there because YouTube.
Yeah, little fun game for y'all.
Yeah, and they are a group that is the sole purpose.
They pretty much control the government and wage wars against other governments for profit.
Yeah, almost exactly.
Yeah.
Except for in a way that just brings content creators from the Magic community together to take down the larger conglomerates of content creators on YouTube. Because we're stronger together than we are individually.
I'm not going to lie, whenever you say takedown, it reminds me of taking down snipes.
Gotta love it.
No, but they seem like a bunch of cool people. They're really just fucking bringing people who really aren't that massively named together.
Yes. And in that vein, or that concept, they hold an event called the Content Creator Community Cup, where
or the if you want to call it the cup. No,
the cup instead of combo. I actually did not put that together until right now. But yeah, they hold the Content Creator Community Cup, which is just a bunch of Magic the Gathering content creators jump in and they compete against each other to see who is the superior team. And fortunately enough for us, we ended up getting selected to join the second season of the Content Creators Cup. So that's another thing that I was referring to as cool things that are down the pipeline. Again, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this yet, but fuck it, we are.
Well, didn't they post that, like, their banner or whatever?
I think that might be from last year.
Oh. Well, no one listens to us anyway.
You're right. Nobody cares. But if you want to be able to see us in the Content Creator Community Cup, we will be posting videos of our games. The idea behind it is that we are getting put into teams of 4 with other content creators, and we will have to brew decks on Magic Arena that fit some sort of deck building constriction. But yeah, so we're going to be playing against other members of the community, just getting involved, interacting, and obviously taking it down.
That's the game plan. Now, we are at a slight disadvantage.
Why? Because we're too good? Too handsome.
Well, you're missing a tooth, and I have anger issues.
So too good and too handsome, you're right. Yeah.
Yes. See.
But it is standard. So we're a bit handicapped with that. But no, we're not going to let it get to us. We're going to put our nose to the grindstone. We're going to figure out what the hell standard cards are. We're going to get in, and we're going to bring home the cup.
Do we actually get like a real cup?
We might not get an actual real cup, but I will make a real cup for us.
Okay, I'm way more into it now.
We can hold it above our heads. We'll skate around the ice. We'll do a victory lap. It's gonna be great.
Super much more into it now that there's an actual cup on the line.
I will make a cup, and we will go ice skating someplace together, and we will skate around and film a video of us holding the cup above our heads, doing a victory lap, just like the Stanley Cup.
That's
I will 1000% do that.
Yes.
But that means we have to win. So if you guys want to follow them, you can follow along with the Creators Cup. They're gonna be posting videos from all of the competitors, and they're gonna be doing their own thing with some commentary on the games. I will definitely try to be jumping in and doing some commentary because I think that's great. It's great exposure for all of the members. We're gonna be shouting out other members in the coming weeks, especially ones on our team because our team's the best and fuck all the other teams.
Yeah, if you're on our team, folks, fuck yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
you're winning.
You're if you're listening to this and you're on our team, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, there's another thing I want to shout out right before we leave.
Is it me? Thanks, dog.
Yeah, I would like to shout out Matt. He is the greatest.
See.
Yeah, he's the best co-host I've ever had on the Fetch and Shark pod. He's at least in the top 2.
Top 2. Woo! Did it. We made it, Mom.
Yeah, so again, just to reiterate, the Fetch and Shark podcast is now proudly brought to you by Flipside Gaming. Again, if you are looking for any kind of Magic singles, sealed product, or supplies, go to flipsidegaming.com. Go buy your product. So like if you just buy a sealed box,
Listen, you fucking
it's
idiots.
free shipping. And
go to the website, buy shit, use our promo code FETCH, and you're golden.
Use code FETCH at checkout.
You did it.
And you get 10% off. And you know what's really good? Paying
Saving
less
money.
than what you should for something.
Yep, you're not wrong. Go save 10%. Math.
Yeah, fucking math, bud. Yeah, so shout out Flipside Gaming. Shout out creators. This has been an episode.
I drank too much whiskey.
Amen.
Sure.
I drank too much beer.
I killed a Yeti and a half of whiskey.
Off the rails yet again.
That's all right.
Our return to form.
They're not going to let us fucking commentate.
No, because we're going to be.
They're like, no.
We're going to immediately lose our sponsorship and lose our any kind of ability to participate in any kind of community things because they're going to be like, who are these assholes?
We're going to be banned for sure.
That's fine.
I'll be a little upset if we don't get banned, actually.
Yeah, that's I was going to say. Like, that's just on brand.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, we'll get back on the bandwagon next week.
Yes, sir. I'll see you then.
We'll join the ranks of Hogak and Bridge from Below.
Faithless Looting.
And Faithless Looting next week.
Birthing Pod.
Back on the band. And fucking Splinter Twin. Free Splinter Twin.
Hashtag let that shit breathe, son.
All right. We're done for this week.
Yeah. Probably a good call.
We'll
get real
see
wild.
you, nerds.
Peace.